Good morning, class. Today we are going to work some more on histograms. I know, I know you think that histograms are extremely easy, and they are only because you guys are rock stars. Not to mention you probably have one awesome teacher. However, let's review some of the differences between histograms and bar graphs. Yes, histograms, the bars are connected. And why are they connected? They are connected because instead of just having one number at the bottom, they're in intervals. Okay? Bar graphs just basically have just one thing at the bottom. However, in histograms, they have intervals like between 0 and 5, 6 and 10, 11 and 15. Bar graphs, no. And histograms on the left side always have frequencies. How many times things show up. Those are pretty much the differences between bar graphs and histograms. The similarities, they all have titles. They all have titles for the left side of the graph, which is frequency most of the time, and the bottom, which is in some sort of intervals, but they all have titles, and you need to capitalize those titles. And plus, another similarity is they do all have bars going up. Just histograms, the bars touch. So those are the similarities and differences in histograms and bar graphs. Let's continue with some stem and leaf plot. We'll review it real quick. How many data values are in the set? Okay, you can press pause to check. Give you the answer in a few. If you said 13, that is correct. What is the least value? If you said 3, that is correct. What is the greatest value? If you said 39, that is correct. If you just said 9, don't forget to add the stem. Don't forget to add the stem. Another key thing in stem and leaf plots is you need to have that key. Look at the key at the bottom. The key is 2/2 equals 22. That tells you, the first 2 tells you what is the stem. That tells me that the stem is a tens place. The second 2 tells me, in this instance, that the 2 is in the ones place. So that tells me that the stem is tens and the leaf represents the ones. This is not always the case. What is the median? Okay, remember median, you have to find the even numbers. That's why we put this leaves in order from least to greatest. There's 13 data values, so this is easy. I'm just looking for the 7th data value. If I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, don't say 7 is the median. It would be 27 is the median. Okay, don't forget the stem. The range, you would just take the largest number, 39, minus the smallest number, which is 3, which would equal 36. Is the value 24 in this set? Is 24 in this set? Well, here's 22, 22, and 25. 24 would be right here if there was. So no, 24 is not in this set. Okay, today's lesson mainly focuses on describing the shape of each distribution, mainly describing the data in a histogram. Okay, or a dot plot. You see this dot plot / histogram. Well, it's not a histogram, I'm sorry. But you see the data in this dot plot and the data in this histogram. I want you to look closely at how the data is laid out. If you notice, it's very small down here. It has a peak right here, and then it looks like a nice little sledding hill right here, doesn't it? So, in this instant, the data would be described as being skewed to the right. It's skewed, S-K-E-W-E-D, skewed to the right, because the data is going off to the right. It has the tail to the right. Now, if you look over here on this one histogram, you see it's the same. It has a peak in the middle. It has data going down the left, data going down the right. It almost looks like a butterfly. Remember in art class in 3rd grade where you put paint on one side of the paper and then you fold the paper in half and then you brought the paper back and your teacher taught you that that was called symmetrical. Well, that's how we describe this data. This data is symmetrical. It's symmetric because it's almost the same on one side as the other side. So let's see if you can do this. You're looking for a tail, or you're looking to see if it's symmetric. The word is skewed. So if you look in A, example A, what do you think about the data in example A? That's right, it has a tail coming down here to the left. So what would we call that? That would be called skewed to the left. Down in example B, we have, oh, look at that. We have a scale going down to the right. So what would we call that? You guys are awesome. You're picking this up fast. That is skewed to the right. Good job. The next thing we're going to have you do for homework is you will have to make the histogram as well as describing your histogram once you complete it. Go ahead and pause and create a histogram with this data. I'll wait for you. No, I'm waiting because I know you're not doing it yet. So keep going. Get on that. Still waiting. Okay. If you were going to make the histogram, you would have done it by now. If not, I'm going to show you what the histogram would look like. You notice how you have intervals down at the bottom. And you still have frequency at the top like we've said before. And everything's capitalized just like titles of a book. Now, let's describe this data. Oh, what's that? You see a tail coming down to the left? That is correct. So what is that? Tailing to the left. No, that is incorrect. It is skewed to the left. Okay. Next thing we're going to work on is just being able to answer a couple questions. Okay. Okay. Yes, we have to answer a couple questions from this. Right now, I want you to look at the shape of the distribution. Can you describe it for me? Yeah, I know. Davis, this is super easy here, bud. Skewed to the right. What would I do without you in this class? Which movie has an older audience? Well, let's look at the title of this movie is animated, so let's look at our audience. It's 14 to 17 is our peak. Okay, the ages of 14 to 17. That's our peak of having the most people attended. Okay. Now, if we go back to example 2, which had a example of a comedy movie, look at where's the most of the data? It's down here in between the 22 to 34 range, 22 to 34-year-old range. While over here had most of their data between the 10 and 21-year range. So which movie has an older audience? I would say it was the comedy movie. That is correct. You guys are awesome today. Nothing gets by you. That is all I have for you today. I believe you will completely understand this. This is pretty simple today. If you have any questions, though, please feel free to contact me. Or, you know what? I always have my math Zoom at 11 o'clock. Okay. Have a great day and hang in there. We'll get through this together.